From the heart of Kansas, Sad City, we bring you Buck and Bob take on Chiefs Kingdom,
And
a
Mel.
podcast for fans, by fans, where we're not fancy analysts, but we have just as many bad takes.
I'm Buck.
I'm Bob.
Mel.
And we have...
And Michael will be with us shortly.
Yep. We have a special guest, but before he comes on, guys, the officiating in the game once again was horrible.
Listen, we paid them a lot of money, and they did not fucking come
They
through. I'm
cashed my
really
check,
annoyed.
Yeah.
and I'm gonna ask for a full refund. They cashed my check, but honestly, there was 3 really crucial bad calls. One on was it a 3rd and 5 or a 4th and 5? I mean, it was really, really bad calls that hurt the Chiefs. And you know what?
It didn't matter.
That's not the reason we lost.
Yeah, not even close.
Yeah.
Losers blame the refs.
Yeah.
Suck it. And I have to start out here real quick at the start of the show. Congratulations, Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. You guys deserve it. You guys played a hell of a game. Whooped our butts. I'm trying not to use any words that'll take us out of the YouTube algorithm, but you definitely let us have it. And I mean, I said at the start.
You made it sting too.
I said
That's okay.
what I said happened, but we didn't win the game. I said if we stop Saquon Barkley, which we did, the game's ours. But nope. The Chiefs' offense lost that hands down on their own. What did we end up with?
Killed it.
10, 15 yards rushing in the game and 48 yards passing? Well, no. There was some garbage time stuff at the end. We'll go over the stats and stuff later on this week. We'll do an actual episode with the stats and everything where we go over everything. But literally, we had nothing.
49 yards on the ground. 25 of that was Mahomes scrambling. So more than half of our rushing yards was Mahomes.
Yep. And then the
Completely stopped
passing yards was all garbage time. I mean, Worthy had a hell of a game, but everybody else wasn't worthy. I mean, I don't even know what to say about this game. I'm just gonna let you guys go. What do you think?
There was just a lot of ugly play on the Chiefs' part, and look, not only do I not want to take credit away from the Eagles here, because this was not about, to me, this was not about the Chiefs. This was not about the Chiefs playing poorly. They did play poorly, but the Eagles played equally
Seems like it's fun.
well. To me, Mahomes looked like ass tonight, but it wasn't 100% Mahomes. It was largely because I feel the defensive scheme of the Philadelphia Eagles absolutely outsmarted the strategy from the Chiefs, and it confused Mahomes and Reed, and they weren't able to make the adjustments.
It didn't outsmart it. It made it look stupid.
Oh yeah.
We got let's not sugarcoat it, guys. Chiefs Kingdom was disgraced, was embarrassed, and I mean, I'm sorry. I love my Chiefs, but I'm holding you guys accountable. This is not okay. This is not okay. You guys have been there, done that. What the F happened tonight? I mean, I would have been fine losing if we played a game. We didn't even play a game. This was absurd.
That score was not indicative of the game that we watched. It was a one-sided game for 58 minutes.
I mean,
it honestly should have been they should have shut us out. I mean, I feel like jerk Nick Sirianni had a heartstring. It was let's let him have a little something. I mean, that's literally what happened at the end of the game. I mean, we were horrible. Patrick Mahomes at the start of the game was throwing every pass at every receiver's feet.
Okay.
Can
we take a step back? Can we take a step back?
I'm so mad at Patrick
No,
right
I know
now.
you are, but we need to take a step back because, sure, we looked like shit, right? The entire game. And from a novice point of view, it looked like Patrick Mahomes played like shit.
He did play like shit.
He didn't.
He did.
He played
He was
poorly.
pressured.
Will you let me talk? He
Okay.
played poorly. He did not play like shit.
He
Because you're attributing a lot of the offensive line's errors to Patrick Mahomes. You're attributing a lot of
on
the
20
fucking
on 20 when he was at 20 dropbacks. Yes, he was sacked 5 times, pressured 10 of those times, and 5 times he had.
But how's that not
time.
the offensive
But-
line's
what
fault?
I'm
Okay,
saying.
here, hold
no,
on.
No, you have not let me finish.
Okay, hey,
what
stop
I'm
yelling.
saying
Quiet.
is that okay?
I'm just saying, stop yelling. Okay, so Patrick definitely had problems.
He did, absolutely. I mean, his throws were off all night. Like you said, a lot of those throws were low. I think he tried to adjust that a little bit, and that's when some of the picks started happening. And so then I think he got scared to throw it low, and then just wanted to. Man, it was a rough game for Patrick. I want to be really careful to not take anything away from the Eagles tonight. I just want you to think back. Now, we weren't doing the podcast in 2019, but it was a spirited game where the 49ers dominated pretty much for 3.5 quarters, right? And Patrick Mahomes played like crap that game. And I was having an argument with one of our ex-friends on Facebook, and he was a 49ers fan. And his argument was that the 49ers defensive line was making Mahomes look bad. And they were getting a little bit of pressure, but it wasn't. It was Mahomes was off. Tonight, it was a lot more Eagles.
Dude,
the
the
kind of
Eagles-
looked like Spags' defense. He was sending crazy exotic blitzes from different places.
See, I don't think Spags' defense was a problem at all.
No, I'm saying the Eagles' defense reminded me of Spags'
Oh,
defense.
yeah.
Because of the
Dude,
different blitzes.
I mean, it seems like they, like you said it, like when we got to halftime, you were like, dude, Bob, the Eagles did their homework. And what's his name? Their defensive coordinator, who we were 8-0 against, he wanted this. I mean, that guy, everybody else was out having good, jambalaya and shrimp dinners and having all the Cajun food. And he was at home going, all right, I am going to nitpick every play that Matt Nagy puts on the board. Andy Reid is smarter than me, but Matt Nagy is not, and I will make sure that the Matt Nagy plays do not beat me. But no, that's just a guess. But
Right.
yeah, no, don't take anything away from the Eagles, dude. The Eagles, unbelievable. We shut down Saquon Barkley, the best running back in the league, one of the best running backs we've seen this generation, and you still not beat us. Destroyed us.
Dominated, absolute
And
domination.
I don't like you, Nick Sirianni. I think you're a kind of a joke when you fight with fans. Like I think you should be bigger than that. But you were one hell of a freaking coach. Like it's obvious. Like 2 Super Bowls in 4 years as head coach. Big ups to you, bro. You are a great head coach. I just hope you grow up a little bit as life goes on.
Now, the Chiefs did have some mistakes, too, on offense.
But some mistakes on
I'm
offense.
I'm not talking about the O-line and Patrick Mahomes here. I'm talking about the receiving core. Kelce had a couple of drop passes. They were bad passes. 2-3 years ago, he probably makes one, if not both of those catches. D-Hop, wide open, could have had a touchdown potentially on that play, drops a pass right in his hands. One of the few really good passes from Mahomes. So, and even if those plays are made, I still don't think that this game ends up very different than the way it did. I mean, it truly was just.
I mean, we went into
Class was in session.
We
today.
went into halftime with, I believe, 5 rushing yards and 28 passing yards or something like that.
No, it was 23 yards total and one first down.
Oh, I think we took a sack towards the end when I was like tallying up in my head. What's chat saying? I don't have chat. Open up. Yeah, guys, emotions are running high. We're hoping Mel will come back, but she's pretty emotional. Like everybody in Kansas City is pretty emotional about this, but I'm putting this loss directly on Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes was off on every pass that he threw. If you look at the start of the game, every pass was at somebody's feet. I don't know if they're in a dome. There's no wind. Like it almost felt like he fractured his pinky before the game. I mean, he was literally throwing it at everybody's feet. Kelce should have caught that football right at the start of the game, but it was on his foot. It should have been in his chest.
And behind him.
Yes, yes, he should have still caught it. It was a catchable ball, but dude, I mean, he was just off. Like he was just off, and I'm gonna say it. I said it at the start of the season. We shouldn't have called the three-peat last year.
No, I disagree with you on that.
See, and
I
was going to eat crow if we won, but I'm still saying we should have stayed humble, and we should have stayed what every coach has done in the history of the NFL. Next week, we don't talk about that. Playoffs? We're just trying to win a game here.
No,
You're talking about playoffs?
Normally, I would agree with you, but I don't think that was the deciding factor. I think if they never talked three-peat, I think this season goes down almost exactly the way it did. It's just
you almost had me because we're here, and I had to just eat crow and be like, dude, we should have never said that. We should have never put that in the ether. We should have never put that in the media's eyes. Let media talk about it, and then when they ask you about it, be like, I'm just going the next week. Like every time we've done it before, and I hate to say it, the Patriot way. Like you never talk about you talk about only the next week, and I honestly think we should have done that. I think we got too big for our britches. I mean, literally, we got by a lot of the games this year. Let's not sugarcoat it. We had the doink of destiny, the field goal block of destiny. I mean, the
toe game of
should have worn white cleats.
Big penalty with
all of
with
these
the Bengals,
different things. We literally played our worst game in the Super Bowl, and I mean, I honestly, Patrick was under pressure, but I honestly don't even think he was actually that under, normally Patrick. So every time the pressure came through the mid, Patrick ran through the mid and got tackled. Every time the pressure came to the outside, Patrick ran to the outside and took the pressure.
There was a lot of pressure coming from all angles most of the game. That's not really fair for you to say. There were a lot of times he went up the middle, and they showed the replays. And, the pressure was coming from the middle, but it was coming from the sides too. They were using Kelce on the right side a lot to do blocking tonight.
Oh, and Kelce was
getting blown up.
He was getting blown up.
Was getting worked. It was an amalgamation. I still think that was the answer. I don't think it would have been better if Humphreys would have come in and started at left tackle. I think we saw the best team possible on the field tonight for the Kansas City Chiefs, and the coaching and the prep. The coaching and the prep. The last 2 weeks won the Eagles.
I don't even know if it's coaching. I gotta put it on Patrick. I mean, he looked scared the entire time.
Yes.
And I was not expecting that.
But he was scared because of the pressure, and Patrick didn't cause the pressure. The Eagles' defensive scheme caused the pressure, and it was all different, and it confused everybody. The offensive line, it confused Patrick, it confused Andy. Nags was like a little schoolboy in the corner sucking his thumb. Like, I don't know. It was just offensively, this was a joke of a game. Defense, they just never stood a chance because the offense wasn't doing anything.
And I'm going to say what I've been saying throughout this entire season. When shit was going bad, they were showing sideline shots of Mahomes. Okay? So for years, I got used to sideline shots of Mahomes. There were two. There were only two things you would ever see. You would see Mahomes pumping up people on the sideline. That was one. The other, you would see Mahomes with a pad like this with a coach going over what he could do different.
Yeah, a lot of times it was him and Andy Reid.
These were every shot that you got of Mahomes back in the day.
Sure.
Not any time, but we just saw Mahomes walking back and forth, talking to no one, any sideline shot.
That's so convenient because that's literally just what the media showed you. And I'm sorry, but you need to be able to see the sidelines at all times to make an accusation
I like
that
that.
he fucking didn't do anything.
Hey,
I'm
no
sorry.
words.
No.
Monetization.
I don't. This is not my show. But.
Oh, thank you
what
for
I'm
making us
saying-
laugh, Mel. We needed that.
What I'm saying is that you said that about Travis Kelce, that he was just like dull-faced on the sidelines at all times. And then he came back and you watched like other footage and it was showing him like pumping people up on the sidelines. So I'm sorry that I don't agree.
I miss seeing that. I did not. Every shot I saw of Mahomes through this Super Bowl, and I definitely probably missed some. We were watching it at the Marriott downtown, one of the biggest screens here in Kansas City. And I definitely might have missed those. But every time I saw him, he was chewing on his
I'm not arguing with that.
mouthpiece and walking back and forth, talking to nobody.
Okay,
I'm not
and
arguing with that. What I'm arguing with is that that's all you saw. And how much of his sideline presence did you see? Not that much. Maybe
1% of the game. Yeah,
0.5% of the game. So, like, what I'm saying is do not judge him based on the 0.5% of, like, things that you saw on the sideline.
I will also another good point to consider here, though, is you're talking about the first few years of his career, and you'd see him on that iPad, you'd see him talking to Andy Reid, they'd be in each other's ears the whole game.
Literally never not talking to people.
Right, but he was learning on the fly for years, right? He doesn't have to learn Andy Reid's system anymore.
See,
He knows what's wrong.
That's the
Right.
problem.
But he's still not pumping his guys up.
Okay.
He's still so there's
Okay.
like
But he might
I
be.
will tell
He might
you.
be. You're
That's
no.
the thing, is
You
that
might
you
be.
saw 0.5. You saw him tops 4 times on the sidelines, not pumping his guys up. You did not see him the rest of the game. And to be fair, this was a demoralizing game. And yes, I think that if we look at sideline footage the entire game, I think he was pumping them up 60% of the time.
Okay. Well, so you're talking in the early years, he needs to do that. So something I wish I started this podcast like back in 2017, because what I said in at the end of 2018, after we lost to the Patriots, like we had lost at the AFC Championship, I was like, I told everybody that I could tell in Kansas City. I wish I would have had the thousands of people I could have told like here now, but like I told everybody, dude, this guy might turn out to be the best quarterback that ever lived as long as he's smart enough to take the same type of Brady contracts and do the other thing Brady did, stay a student of the game. Once you think you know everything and you stop studying, you've lost the game.
Okay, but
it
hold on,
doesn't
hold
matter
on.
if you're 75 years old.
okay, but being a student of the game and knowing the system that you play in are two completely different topics.
Thank you.
He knows Andy Reid's system. He knows the playbook backwards and forward. He probably helped write half of it himself.
But he didn't
But
know the
he's-
Eagles.
Okay. No, he knew his
That's
game.
what he should
All
be
right,
studying on
but
the
he
iPad.
still knew his game plan, right? So going over that doesn't help a lot. Now, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, keep in mind that there are things that he doesn't have to look at, and that doesn't make him not a student of the game. I don't think Mahomes will ever stop being a student
100%.
of the game.
And to be fair,
think
no,
this
let me talk.
go,
to be
go.
fair, you act like
To be
when
fair.
he's not looking at an iPad that he's not like rehearsing things in his head. Like he could
He
be
is.
sitting there
He is definitely rehearsing
looking
it.
at things in
Oh.
his head and rehearsing things in his head and trying to figure out ways that he can do it better.
Yep,
But
and
those
you're
are in
hitting
his
on
head
exactly
now.
what's wrong.
Those are in his head now and not on the iPad.
Yep.
Why is that wrong?
Because he shouldn't be looking inward at himself to how he can fix it. He should be talking to the coaches. He should be talking to other people.
No, I knew
getting
that's
other
the angle he was going to go with, and
perspectives.
I completely agree.
He
I
needs
think
other.
Yeah.
He does not know everything. Nobody does.
two heads
I'm
are better
sorry.
than one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Three
is it-
and three heads are better than two, and
Hold
four
on.
heads are better than three.
Hold on. Is it the player's responsibility to request coaching?
It's the
No,
quarterbacks.
It's
yes.
not. No, it's not.
The quarterback's the leader of the team.
I guarantee you that the quarterback's coach.
You are getting
Andy
very
Reid,
angry
and
here.
Are you not listening?
Yes,
I
I am.
guarantee that the quarterback's coach, Andy Reid, and the offensive coordinator all talked to Patrick about what could go better and what he can do better. You don't think they did?
Maybe. I don't know. Patrick.
Well, if they didn't, then fire them because
Okay.
that's ridiculous.
Patrick controls a lot, and if Patrick's not,
No.
yes, Patrick controls a lot. He's part owner of the Royals. He's like
that has zero
no.
bearing.
okay. If
On the team.
Patrick is not willing to listen to a coach, and they know his
Who's saying
personality,
that?
I'm saying hypothetically, if Patrick's not willing to listen to a coach,
Okay.
coach going up to Patrick probably doesn't work. This is probably
Sure.
why Eric Bieniemy was such a good coach for Patrick, because he's like, no, I don't care what you say, Patrick. I'm coming up to you and I'm gonna tell you what's wrong. And then Patrick, after he like cools down, is like, ah, shit. Eric's right.
There's
Okay, but
so
this
many
is speculation. Speculation.
speculations here, and so many assumptions here.
Okay,
Where-
Mel, then what is your reason for the best quarterback of all time looking like a chump on Super Bowl Sunday? Give us your theory.
Yeah, I will.
Okay,
My
let's hear
theory
it.
is that he got schooled. He got schooled by a defense, and he didn't have the protection that he needed, and that wasn't just on him,
And
but it
maybe
was a
didn't
lot
seek
on
help
him.
from other
he
people.
Didn't, what?
Well, hold
And
on.
maybe
hold
didn't
on.
seek help from other people.
So Sooner on YouTube says that it all starts with the line, and if the line is getting through, the defensive line is dominant. Hold on, let me finish my point. And there's
I got
nothing-
something for you.
There's nothing Patrick can do at that point. So you can't blame. You can hold on. You can blame Patrick for the throws that he made when he made the throws. But you can't blame Patrick for the pressure that was in his face the entire time.
Can you
But-
blame him for the
but-
throw
okay,
that he made when he
guys.
was literally throwing it and then got hit?
Guys,
Can you
throw,
blame him
yeah.
for that?
I would love
And that was a
you.
pick.
I would love you to go back and watch the Tampa Bay loss, and I would love for you to watch Patrick put on a show. Patrick, literally, one of the throws he did, he was right there, horizontal
Yeah, we all
with the
saw it.
ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen it.
He hit his receiver in the face
Yeah.
multiple times during that game, where he was under more duress than tonight, which statistically I could be wrong there, but it felt
it was a lot,
It
yeah.
felt like he was under more duress tonight. He could have got out of some of the. But hold on, nope.
All right.
So he hit so many shots. He hit his receivers in the face, in the chest. They just dropped him. Tonight, he didn't hit receivers. He hit receivers' ankles.
Yes, again, I agree. Patrick did play like shit.
Okay.
A big difference, though, between that Tampa Bay game and tonight's game with the offensive line is we went into the Tampa Bay Super Bowl game knowing that our line sucked ass. Patrick
100%.
Mahomes knew exactly what he was getting. Today, he went into that game with a line that has been performing week after week, getting better week after week, and then just shit their pants tonight.
And knowing that Jalen Carter was going to come off the right side, knowing that that was what he had to worry about, and
Well-
it wasn't. It was the entire fucking line was collapsing. and he
Stop with the
didn't,
F words, please.
I didn't say the F word.
Yeah, you just did.
Yeah,
Oh.
you literally did.
Okay. Well, so what I'm saying is that I think that Patrick Mahomes definitely did not play his best.
Pat, you need to get back to camp.
Okay, I do not agree with that.
Okay,
think
well,
that-
I think it's just
everybody else in
I-
Kansas City agrees. Get
No, they don't. I
get
think
your
that
ass into gear. This is your fault, Pat. The defense.
Because you will not let me talk. You have zero
Okay,
interest in
say-
my
say
opinion.
something.
Say something?
Here. She's
Rain has a thought. and
Rain-
It's on her phone. Here.
Rain. Why don't you jump in here?
And say it.
No, come on, jump in.
You can
Come
say it off
on,
camera.
Rain, jump in.
You want to say it off camera?
I think it was mostly his grandpa.
Here.
Mahomes, Grandpa?
Because he got news on his grandpa hours before the game. His grandpa's been in hospice.
Oh, I wish I'd have been
He's
paying
been in
attention to
hospice
more
since
before
I
the
think-
game. I had no idea.
A couple months.
I told you he was messed up.
I said it a few times during the game.
Oh,
no
you
one
should-
listened.
You should talk louder. You
Welcome
should
to
talk
my
louder.
life, Rain.
There's no bad opinions when you're with us. So just say it louder next time.
Wow.
Damn, I had no idea.
Patrick Mahomes gets heartbreaking update on his grandfather hours before the dude. He did seem. That's what I told you. He seemed messed up
Okay.
from the start of the game.
I don't think that's fair.
Okay.
I don't.
Yes. No.
I
It's
think
not
that-
fair. Yes. No. Eagles
Babe.
destroyed us. Why you calling me babe?
Because you won't listen. Like,
I am listening.
oh my God.
Go.
Okay. Now I can go. Thank you for that. You're going to
Okay.
interrupt me in about 30 seconds
Yes,
and
that's
tell me
how
that.
sports talk radio works.
Okay.
Go.
No, I'm just saying that I think that Patrick Mahomes did the best he could with the line that he had and the protection that he was anticipating. He was anticipating it coming from the right. I think at times it came from the right, but it was pocketing him. He was moving forward, and then it was surrounding him there. There was no hope for him when he was trying to get outside of the pocket.
And
That was the problem.
and I
and-
disagree with you completely.
Okay, I want you to go back and watch the game because
I will.
every
Yes.
freaking
And we'll
play.
talk about this probably on Wednesday or Thursday when we actually
Okay.
go back through. But I will show you how each play he
Mm-hmm.
could have went outside, but he decided to go inside and he got tackled. And every time he could have went inside, he went outside and got tackled. He literally ran towards the defender that was going to tackle him every time.
No, he
Okay,
didn't.
well, hold on.
No, he didn't. But
you need to go into it with an open mind too, because I saw replays of where it was just collapsing everywhere when he was going inside and outside.
Oh,
So it wasn't just-
every time,
I will bring you guys.
every time he
I will bring
went
you guys proof.
outside, they freaking went towards him and they got him. Okay, and what I will
Yes.
tell you is
They-
that stop.
Okay, the Eagles
And what
do
I
have
will
the
tell you,
fastest defensive ends in the game. So it was probably in the game plan for them not to run outside. Dude, you need to chill.
Yes,
Or
yes.
just
So-
like don't be on talk
so
radio.
when he went outside, they tackled him anyways. So he went inside, and was not successful there either because our line collapsed. It literally collapsed.
Yeah, well, what I was saying is the times he went inside, he could have went outside and lived. But now that you're pointing that out, now I do remember, their two defensive ends are the fastest defensive ends, I think, in a tandem on any team. So now I bet you their whole game plan was like, Patrick, if you ever scramble in, scramble mid. Don't scramble to the
That's quite
outside.
possible.
But he's so good on the outside. I think that was a bad game plan.
I'm telling you,
No,
for the
every
most part,
time
it
he got
didn't
caught.
matter. At least one of those two ends was in the backfield for at least half of the offensive plays for the Chiefs tonight. It really did not matter. He was going up the middle. He was getting stuffed, and if he would have went out to the side, I think he was going to get stuffed anyway. It was just, just brilliant game plan on the Eagles' part.
Well, and he was. I mean, Patrick. Honestly, Patrick Mahomes, dude. I am so not worthy to have you as our Chiefs quarterback. I just want to put that out. I have been your fan. I first saw you 2017 when you were not starting. I saw you at a steakhouse on like 18th and Main. It's where they aged the beef. I wanted to come talk to you, but I didn't want to bother you. Like, I've always thought you were going to be an amazing quarterback, but tonight, you sucked it up, dude, and you played for the Eagles offense. You threw a pick six, and then you threw another pick that was on, I think they got it back on the 15-yard line, and you know it, and I know it, and you're gonna fix it next year. That's why I know you're a competitor. I know you're gonna come back.
I don't think there's
He
anything
can't
to fix.
fix it.
He had a bad game.
He can't fix it.
He can fix his interceptions.
No, he cannot.
Yes, he can.
needs a line.
Okay, he can still fix his interceptions. You take
Can
the
he?
sack.
Can he?
You take the sack.
No, because in that point, you say, freak it. We're going to throw it, and we're going to take the risk. Because he had to take the risk this game. Because it got out of hand early. So he had to take the risks. And some of them didn't pan out. And that sucks.
Some.
Most of them didn't.
Some.
Yeah, pretty
well,
much.
he got a
All of
worthy.
them
He
did.
got a worthy throw
And
down the
garbage time.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, garbage.
It was still exciting.
No, yeah, it was exciting, but it was garbage time when when they're in prevent
Sure,
defense.
would I
Well,
love
hold on though.
them?
That the first one to Worthy was not garbage time, even though
Wait,
literally.
the first TD.
Well, no, not the first TD, but the first one when the game was out of hand. But the Eagles were still playing defense. That was not.
I mean, Worthy
a
had like
traditional garbage time.
175 yards.
Yes, I mean
he's the only
Worthy
one that
was
had
effective.
any. Dude, dude, honestly, the game was lost in the first couple drives. Kelce dropped a ball. DeAndre Hopkins, like he catches the ball. He dropped it. I mean, and yes, they were bad passes from Patrick, but they were still. I mean, they were still catchable
You
balls.
keep saying they're bad passes from Patrick, but like you literally know, like Patrick was in the middle of a throw, and then somebody went like this to him.
Yes, but Mahomes' magic, what we've gotten used to, is that not mattering. He
Yes.
still makes the throw.
But what I'm saying is that's different when he's like already been hit and he makes the throw. Tonight, he like started the throw and then got hit. So like there's no adjusting to that.
You
like
are a-
you're
you-
already in
You
the
are a
motion.
Patrick apologizer,
No.
aren't you?
I'm not a
agree.
Patrick
Look, I don't think
apologizer.
Patrick
I do
has
not
anything to fix.
think he did well
Oh,
tonight.
I think he has
No,
a
he's
lot
got nothing
to fix.
This was not a season-long thing that he just sucked all season.
Oh, he sucked the first half of the
Sucked
season.
The first half of the season.
Yes.
Hold on. Then he made adjustments, and then he had a bad game.
Then
He had a
okay.
horrible game.
I mean, yeah, he's
He's been fantastic for the last 7-8 weeks.
he's been lights out. But like, don't tell me that he hasn't had his flaws. I mean,
Sure, but
but
for,
super
for one
okay.
game for you to say he's got something to fix. because of
Super
How many
that
sacks-
game.
man
how
had
many
his
sacks-
had his flaws.
How many sacks did the Eagles
He
have?
killed me.
Tell me, how many sacks did the Eagles have?
Hold on, I'm trying.
5.
How many sacks did the Chiefs
I
have?
think it was 5-0.
Yeah. How many pressures?
No. We had at least one sack.
Hold
2
on.
sacks.
Maybe one on a designed run.
Yeah, I'm like literally not even looking at stats for
Yeah.
this. This is
All
this
I'm
is the
saying-
eye test podcast
Yeah.
because everybody's been drinking.
So all I'm saying is that when you look at the Chiefs versus the Eagles, you're blaming it on Patrick because that's easy. That's
No,
so
that's because it's
easy
his fault.
to blame it on Patrick.
Okay, hey, listen.
No.
Hey, no. Let's move on and talk about something else because we're just literally going in. You think it wasn't Patrick's fault. I think it was. Bucks in the mid. Now we move on to another topic. Everybody answers in the comments. We don't keep going over and over again. So,
Sorry, am I
Six
disrupting
Who
you?
else?
6 sacks to 2, by the way. That's
Huh?
what it was. 6 sacks to 2 sacks.
yeah.
The Chiefs had 2 sacks.
Yeah, I was about to say we had like at
We had
least
a couple.
one or two.
It did feel like the Chiefs had a few sacks early, but is that her phone? Yeah.
Thank you.
Will Travis Kelce retire? Our friend Michael said.
That was another thing I wanted to bring up, dude. So, one of the catches by Kelce, I saw him grab it, turn, and then I saw him tighten up before he got hit, and it made me kind of want to cringe. I think, bro, like you're having a great time. You are on top of life. You have one of, if not the most popular podcast in podcasts, like on iTunes and Spotify. You're dating the most popular woman in the world. Like a lot say that if they won this game, he was going to get down on one knee and propose. I don't think he would have done that because
I don't think
Taylor's very, at least from what I've heard,
Traditional.
well, no, she's very adamant about not taking away from his, like, she doesn't even want to be visible, supposedly, for the cameras because she doesn't want to take away from his glory. But supposedly he tells her, no, like, I want you there. But, like, he looks like he's scared to get hit. It happens to all of us as we get older. We're scared of getting hurt because it takes. We had a friend tonight who broke his knee.
Shout out to Brandon.
Shout out to Brandon.
We miss you, buddy. We wish you were here.
Yeah, we're not gonna say your last name because we don't know if you want that. But Brandon Buck, and
Huge supporter of the show too, by the way.
yeah, and my friend Jeremy, we went to ride scooters today at about 4:00, like an hour and a half before the game, and Brandon hit a curb, bit it, and he broke his tibula. He's at KU Med now. It looked like a football injury, like.
Silver lining here, though, man, he fell on the pavement, and he's not a small guy. It definitely could have been a head injury, so at least it wasn't that. He's still gonna have all his faculties about him, but and he's got a great attitude too. So
He was still like there was like 8 firemen, and then the 3 of us. We all like lifted him on the cot. And as he went off on the cot, he was like, "Go Chiefs," and put his thumb up. But, like, that's what I'm saying. As you get older, you realize how scary getting hurt is and how much longer you'll have to heal. And it's with age with everybody. You get scared. And I'm telling you, dude, Kelce's playing scared.
Sooner on YouTube said, "I think he retired in the first quarter." Yeah, look, that's funny, man, but that very well could have a glint of truth in it.
Yeah, dude, I love Kelce to death, dude.
Yeah.
But just go back. Like, I watched the Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl from 2 years back, twice. I was just going over everything, and dude. Kelce is a different player this year compared to that game. And I didn't watch the whole season, so maybe he, didn't, I don't remember the stats, but I'm just telling you, in that game compared to what I've watched this whole season, yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say, but that was really the only other thing I had to say. I just literally think think Pat lost the game for us today. Like I don't think it's on anybody else. Like I know the line gave up stuff. They did some weird things where Kelce gave up 2 different sacks. I don't know why he was going against the like starting left end, but like I mean he did give up. Yeah, I don't know about the play calling on offense, and I don't know what
I don't
Mahomes
want
is
to
doing.
take away from your statement of Mahomes losing the game because he did play like probably his worst game ever, and even with the pressure, you're right. A couple years ago in the Tampa game, he still made great throws.
He was looking like Superman.
But it was a different mindset going into the game with the offensive line. But I am very afraid that saying that Mahomes lost the game takes away too much credit from the Eagles, and I don't want to do that, man. This was an Eagles win, not a Chiefs loss.
Okay, yeah. The Eagles won the game. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm saying the only way we had a chance was if Mahomes played his game, and Mahomes didn't play his game.
He would have needed to play an A game to keep us in the game. I think his B game would have kept us in the game. But I still think, with that, I think that the Eagles
did we even have 100 yards?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Did we even have 100 yards
before the end of the fourth quarter?
Before the start of the fourth quarter? Because the fourth quarter,
it doesn't break
I
it
feel
down
like
that.
Nick Sirianni was just like giving Andy Reid the okay, you can score a little bit. I mean,
no way.
Like
Not Nick Sirianni.
No. I look, dude. Nick Sirianni's a jerk, but
and he hates
I don't
the Chiefs.
think I think he's just a hothead. I don't think he might actually be a jerk. But, dude, I mean, we had nothing.
Much like Saquon Barkley rushing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing we can put our hat on is that we did stop Saquon Barkley.
You know, the other thing.
And if the defense did exactly what they did, and Mahomes doesn't do those 2 giveaways, and Mahomes can actually make a first down, it's a whole different game.
Yeah. The only thing I'm worried about now is Spags is deflated enough to go ahead and leave and take a head coaching position.
Oh, well, they've already named him.
Oh, they have?
Yeah. They
staying.
didn't take him.
What about Nagy?
Well, okay, so Nagy's still here, unfortunately. But so this is something I wanted to bring up on a podcast in the off season because it's like a little weird thing. So we're not going to talk about it now, but we want to talk about it later. We don't know if Spags got offered a job because I don't think you've ever heard of a coordinator or coach turning down a job. Like, if anybody has heard of that,
they have before. Like,
okay, if anybody's
teams, but
anybody's heard of that, please send me receipts in the comments. I would love to talk about it in an episode of the off season. I don't think when a coach declines, they even put it out there. Like, I don't think you even know. So Spags could have declined, but you guys educate me because I've only been doing this podcast for a year, and I've already learned so much more intricacies about the league that I didn't know.
Because we do hear a lot, like, the Jets have offered so-and-so coach a position, and then we might not hear anything about it, but then we know he didn't get the job. So if we know it was offered to him, then we know he declined it.
And I don't remember hearing those types of things.
I mean, I definitely can't cite a time that it happened because I wasn't prepping for this conversation ever. But I mean, I feel like it's happened. But yeah, I mean,
Michael,
I won't put a paycheck on it.
You just talked in our chat. I'm gonna need you to come here and
come defend me, man.
Come
defend me.
You said 100% can't put that solely on Mahomes. I would love you to come take a seat.
Oh, please.
And tell us why. Come on.
We
have
got something
a mic.
to say.
We got a mic. Come on. You don't have to get on camera if you don't want to. Just Jump on real quick. Come on.
You've always got good stuff to say.
No.
All right.
All right. We're not trying to pressure you.
I mean, I am a little bit, but that's okay.
Worthy was the only. Worthy was letting him know he's here for next season.
Oh, I'm super excited about that. But it's not the only thing. It was Worthy and the rushing defense. Those were the only two bright spots, which are big bright spots. And you would think that those two bright spots would
honestly
equal a Chiefs win, but that's not what happened.
Dude, the D was good. They had 40 points. Now take off 14 of those. Those were the Patrick Mahomes pick six and the one he threw on the 15-yard line.
You know how you hate the "it is what it is" thing? I hate the, well, you take away those two plays and the score is way different. But that's not how it went.
Okay, and then
you're right. It wasn't on the.
I haven't looked at the stats.
But there was only one pick six, so there was only one touchdown that's not on the defense.
Okay, but the other one was in the red zone. They had to go 15 yards to
they
score.
They could have saved us 4 points.
But here on top of that, God damn it, I just lost it. So. Oh shit! I had something good, damn it. Yeah, I know. This is the worst. So, okay. So, what did you just say? That'll help me. You said.
Oh, I said there were 2 points. You know, there was the defense, the rushing defense, and then Worthy. I'm excited for next year. I think that's what we were kind of discussing. I've had a couple of drinks, so
dude, we all have. So I'm trying to I had something really good. So it wasn't all on. You said it wasn't. Oh, chat, help me out.
No, Sooners right. I mean, the Chiefs' game plan was to make Hurts beat them and not Barkley, and that's what happened.
Yep,
yeah.
And yeah, that's. But
Hurts stepped up.
Okay, yeah, we were talking about the D. So you take away those 14 points.
Yeah, you can't take away. Yeah.
I think the D played well. I don't have stats, but I'm guessing the Chiefs had ball possession in the game somewhere around 25% of the game. I think the Eagles probably had around 75% of the game on ball possession, and that's a total guess. I have no clue if I'm right, but I know the Chiefs had nowhere past 35%. Like, we literally made the defense play the entire game, and I think the defense did their job. I think the offense failed us.
Yeah, I'll definitely say that. I mean, of course, there's no way to know what would have happened, but had the Chiefs' offense played tonight the way that they've played the last 8 games, then the defense definitely played well enough to keep them in the game. The Eagles may still have won the game at the end of it, but at least it was a game at that point. It's, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the D did their job.
Yeah.
The D did their job. Like, Justin Reed, I know I'm a little bit biased on him just because I got to meet him, and he's one of the coolest people I've ever met. So I'm a little biased, but I mean, our D did a good job. Like, you're going to give up plays, but the offense has to do something.
It was a little bit closer than you thought. 23 minutes to 36 minutes, so it's about 3-2.
Oh, nice. Okay, 38. Yeah. Thank you, Michael.
That's still a massive difference, though, for your defense to be on the field.
And I bet you,
an extra 13 minutes.
Here, Michael, can you check? I bet you the fourth quarter was our highest holding on the offense, and it was garbage time when they were just trying to let us get small plays, but not let us get a big play.
I don't even think that's arguable. I think that's by far the truth. I mean, I didn't count because we weren't keeping notes, but it seemed like the 3 and outs were abundant for the Chiefs.
We need Michael as our producer for this show. Michael, we need you.
Yeah, we should do Buck and Bob.
If we were drunk. This would be awesome.
Buck and Bob with Michael. No shit.
Yeah, we could call him Intern Michael, just like New Heights.
Yeah, and then he can just chime in if he ever wants to. Yeah, like they do on the radio. That'd be absolutely cool as hell.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, well, guys, I don't know what else we gotta say. We're gonna go over the stats when we're sober and not so butthurt and sad.
I'm not butthurt. I'm not. No.
Oh,
I'm not butthurt at
I
all.
am butthurt like a mofo.
Nope.
I am
Nope, the
butthurt.
Chiefs-
My ass is raw and it's hurting.
The Chiefs gave me one hell of a season to watch and be a fan. The Chiefs also gave us the opportunity to start this really awesome podcast that honestly has done better than I imagined it would in the first year. So to me, the Chiefs gave me more than I could have imagined for this season. So I'm not butthurt. The Eagles went out, played a hell of a game, and they won it fair and square. And all props to them, and thank you to the Chiefs for such an awesome season. I'm not butthurt at all.
Okay, jerk. Okay, like yes, I'm. Okay, my mom was one of the was one of the first Chiefettes. My mom was a Chiefette when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl in Super Bowl IV. I am appreciative of our time as Chiefs. But on this podcast, I have to say I am butthurt after telling everybody, and even starting this podcast, I was like, we shouldn't have said the three-peat. We shouldn't have put that into the ether. We shouldn't have ever said anything about the three-peat. I talked about this at the start of the podcast. I know I'm broken record, but like, no, I'm butthurt because.
And no,
I would have eaten crow and said I was wrong, but no.
I also want to bring up the Buffalo Bills in the 1980s who went to 4 Super Bowls in a row and lost all 4 Super Bowls in a row. They were butthurt. The Chiefs have given me so much more pleasure and fun.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Then they haven't since honestly, since Alex Smith became the quarterback. So
so I was a little
butthurt
kid.
about this game. I can feel you. I'm just not that way. I'm just not feeling that right now.
I remember being a jerk. I don't know which. I think it was the 3rd Super Bowl the Bills were in there. But all I remember is they were playing the Bears, and my dad was wanting the Bills to win because they hadn't won. I think it was the 3rd or the 4th. But it was whenever they played the Bears, and the Bears kicked a field goal to win the game. I remember that specifically. I was a little kid, but I was only doing it to piss my dad off, okay? Because he really wanted the Bills to win because they hadn't won. And, yeah, I guess that would be worse, but I don't know.
I was in Buffalo. At the
I
time.
will
That's
have
where
to
I lived,
look
but
back.
We weren't football.
I don't think the Bills in those 4 Super Bowls. Yeah, this is a total guess because I only watched one, and I know it was by a field goal. I watched one of the 4 Super Bowls as a kid. Okay, but I'm guessing that there was none of those 4 games where they looked like us tonight. We got embarrassed. That's the truth. It's okay to happen. The officiating was bad and not on our side this time. But guess what? Dipshits on the internet. That's not why we lost. It's not why anybody loses. Facts are facts. We lost because we played bad.
You know, Try My Blunt said, haha, enjoy the L. It's only down for here. Y'all hit your ceiling. I would argue that we did. Well, hold on. No, hold on. I would argue that he's right.
Oh, you think he's right?
How much higher can you get with 3 Super Bowl wins in 5 years? Yeah, I'd say that's your ceiling. I just don't think it's over.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think
One
we have a
loss,
great chance
yeah.
to go to the Super Bowl next year and the year after and the year after.
Look,
And
Mahomes
then
has just as many Super Bowl
Okay,
wins at the age of
4
30 that Tom Brady did. So
4 years from now, I think you might have a point. But I think we got another 3.
yeah. So yeah, we've hit our ceiling. It's just kind of like when the Bengals said earlier this season, we're the team in the AFC to beat. Yep.
Yep, you
Yep,
definitely
'cause
are
everybody's
because
doing
everybody
it.
beat you.
Yeah. So yeah, we've hit our ceiling. We just aren't coming down from it yet. So
Yep. I mean,
good point. But
yep. And we've got really good quarterbacks like Joe Burrow that spent his whole time on Super Bowl week telling everybody that they were going to re-sign Chase and
Higgins.
And it's like,
There's no
you
way.
are so ignorant of how this works. You have $45 million in cap. Chase is going to take 35. Period. Like, there's no way you're getting Higgins, you ignorant idiot. So yeah, I think we're going to be there because Patrick's going to restructure again, but eventually we are going to be hurting because at some point you have to put that money into the cap. But I think we still have another 2-3 years, so I don't know. I think we should probably get off. We've been drinking the entire night, and it's probably not a good idea to keep going on the mic.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we'll
do you
plenty
have anything else?
No. I mean, I think we said pretty much what we needed to say and what we wanted to say on the game. I just there's definitely a possibility that some of my cousins down in Florida who are Eagles fans, not sure why, but there's a possibility that some of them may be watching. So I just want to reiterate one more time how much credit I want to give the Philadelphia Eagles for a fantastic game plan. They all came out and executed. It was brilliant to watch, even with their star player being absolutely stuffed. They still knew how to win. It wasn't even like they had to find a way to win. They knew how to win. They had a backup plan. So props.
Yep. And
100%.
from Bob, I don't give a shit about you guys and Buck's friends and blah blah blah. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care if you're related. I don't care. Like, that does not matter to me. The Eagles played a hell of a game. We didn't even see. I was gonna make fun of the Eagles for tush pushing because it's a pansy play. It's the pansy push, but you didn't even do that. Like, you guys just schooled us.
Yeah, they just didn't.
And yeah, we'll give you the Arsenio Hall. Who. You guys.
The finger.
Nope.
Arsenio Hall did it with the finger.
No, he did. Who? Dude, whoa. Comments below.
He did it with the finger.
Comments. It's definitely the fist.
He had a massive finger.
Okay, guys, in the comments below, leave them, please. Eagles, well played.
Who's Arsenio Hall?
Saquon Barkley. Our only bright spot is we beat you, bro. But we did not beat your team. And that's what football is about. And, yeah, I mean, we beat Saquon Barkley. They beat Patrick Mahomes. And you guys win. And, yeah, I mean, the only thing that would have made it cooler is if Jason Kelce hadn't retired.
Yeah, and he would have got one. Yeah,
Yep.
That would have been awesome.
I mean, he has one, but he would have gotten his second.
Yeah.
And for you Chiefs players, I hope you're hungry because we need to get back next year. Because I've gotten used to being, in the playoffs and stuff.
So,
I
yeah.
don't want to go back to the dark ages, please.
So we are later this week. We're going to come out with a show. We already talked about we're gonna do another one where we're sober and we can come out with our adjusted thoughts. But keep tuned because we've got a lot planned for this off season too. We've
Yep.
got some really cool interviews. We've got some really good show ideas. We don't want to lose momentum, so to speak. So let's
Yeah.
keep going.
What
And keep following, keep listening.
We've
We
got-
appreciate all the support.
Yeah, we've got
Even the haters that are clearly listening.
We've got ideas about doing like quarterbacks or coaches, like compared to dog breeds. So we're like, so who's the poodle in the
I'm
NFL?
not excited about that show
Who's
at all.
the pit? Who's the pit bull? Who's the German Shepherd? So we've got those types of things. We've got just fun things, but we're still trying to figure out our thing. But I mean, we've grown more than we ever thought we would.
In the first year,
I mean, I tried to talk Buck into, I love the Chiefs, but I didn't think that we actually could do a sports pod. But after doing this podcast, I have realized we know more about the Chiefs, not about the whole league, but we know more about the Chiefs than the majority of people at ESPN, NFL, all
It's not a
of
cocky
those.
thing. It's not a cocky thing. It's literally we spend all of our time doing our podcast on the Chiefs. And
on
it's
one
all Chiefs.
team, whereas they spend their
cover
time
everything.
32 teams, and then on top of that, a lot of them cover other sports. We cover just the Chiefs,
So it would
so
be
I'm
impossible
actually
to
pretty confident
yeah.
now that I know more than the majority of people that talk on ESPN about the Chiefs. Just about the Chiefs. They know more about everything else. Don't get me wrong. And I've watched they have people who set up their notes. They definitely tune in to people like How About Those Chiefs channel.
Awesome channel, by the way.
Yeah, what's the other one? Chiefing It Up?
There's like 100 of them.
Yeah, like
there's some great
you
Chiefs
will
content.
hear only them talking about something, and then all of a sudden they'll like one of the talking heads will bring it up, and you're like, oh, they got that from Cole from How About the Chiefs? Like they don't even know. I watched Bill Belichick on Inside the NFL 2 weeks ago saying we didn't even know who Nico Mirio was until a week ago, and I'm thinking, well, we knew who he was in preseason.
Yeah, we were disappointed
last
he didn't
year.
make the first 53.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, yeah, it's just like it's crazy, but it's true. I've been like, if you're gonna tune in about one team, tune in to the like actual local channels. I mean, there's a bunch for every different team. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I think ESPN and that type of stuff is kind of dead.
I wouldn't say dead, but it's definitely diminishing.
It's
not as
yeah.
popular as it once was.
We're seeing the holes in it now because of the internet and the amount. But yeah, we should get out of here. I'm just gonna keep being drunk talking. Yo,
Don't read that.
What?
Because then we're gonna talk more.
3 wins by the ref. Ariel Colon. That's a great name, bro. Dude, you're ignorant, and I'm sorry, and I hope you get the cure.
Well, so the thing he said that he said it's over for the Chiefs. The Chiefs have lost the favor of the NFL. Okay, remember that next season when the Chiefs are winning and there's a couple of calls that go the Chiefs' way, just like they do for every other team, and you're like, oh, the Chiefs have the favor of the NFL. No. You already declared it today that the Chiefs have lost the favor of the NFL. So that excuse is over for you, my friend.
And,
I'd love to see you next year to eat those words.
And the officiating was bad this game, and bad on the favor of the Eagles this time.
Well,
And
that's why you said they lost the favor.
And it has been on the favor of the Chiefs. But you know what? That's not why we lost the game, dipshit. Good night. We'll see you later. We're going to bid you adieu from Kansas City.
How about those
Chiefs?